Jollof rice has been gotten too fucking expensive, so I'm gonna try to do it. Never made it before. It's my first attempt, so let's see how it goes. For reference, I'm doing Kiki Foodie's recipe. I'm adjusting it a little bit, but should be fine. Okay, for the tomato sauce, they're gonna roast in the oven. We're going to have tomatoes, peppers, scotch bonnet, thyme, and garlic. I like my jollof rice spicy, so I'm gonna use 4 scotch bonnets. She used, I believe, 2 in a video, but she said she doesn't like it super spicy, so I just doubled it. I think I have to use all red bell peppers, but I have this left, so I'm gonna just throw a green in there to not be wasteful. The scotch bonnets now. Now tomatoes. I'm using equal amounts of tomato and bell peppers by weight. I think she wanted more tomato than bell pepper, but I just feel like the grams is so close to what she listed. I'm just gonna do the same amount. Not a red onion. This half goes in this part and this one goes in the other part. I like that. You can use the whole onion in this. No leftovers. Now garlic. She used a whole bulb. I don't have whole bulbs right now. I have these though. I was gonna blend it up and freeze it later, but I'm glad I didn't because I'm gonna do a handful of garlic. That should be enough. And some thyme. So pretty. So going to the oven for 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, and you need to stir it up halfway. Alright, so now we're going to fry the tomato paste while the tomato sauce blend is being roasted. I'm using avocado oil because it can withstand high heat, just in case that's needed. Alright, it's hot enough, so let's do the onion. Okay, now to add a tomato paste. She said that this is the common step that people get wrong because they don't fry it long enough, so I hope I do this well. I think I'll go over the process of, if I think it's ready, cook it longer. Quick shout out to Caraway for giving me this pan. It's really coming in handy. I only bust this out for like big jobs. So thank you. Quick intermission. I blended the tomato goodies in the oven, and this is what we got so far. I love the color. So rich. Okay, she's looking really well fried. It was hot. So we're gonna add the puree, and it made exactly 4 cups. So the original recipe calls for 2.5 cups of this, but for balance sake, I'm gonna just do 2 cups and we'll see how it does. Ooh, shit, let me turn it down. Okay, looks like this combined. I don't know if you can see it, like slid. Let me not be stupid. Current state, what it looks like combined. And now the seasoning. The difference I'm doing is that instead of 2.5 teaspoons of salt, I'm doing 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of MSG. But the rest are the same. I'm doing 1 bay leaf instead of 2. Alright, now the chicken stock. I just put 1 cup here and added like a ton of banana bouillon to make a concentrate. And here's the other 1 cup. Now while it stirs and cook a little bit, we're gonna figure out how to divide this by 6. So in her recipe, she calls for 6 cups of dried rice. That's why I want to divide this evenly by 6, because I'm only me, myself, and I want to only use 1 cup of rice when making jollof, you know, because that just makes sense space-wise. So I think we can. I'm going to use Super Cubes molds for this. At first, I was like, maybe I can use a 1/2 cup, but I don't think so, because it was 2 cups of the tomato puree, and then 2 cups of stock. So that's 4 cups. No, because the 1/2 cup molds it's 6 in 1 tray, but it's like 3 cups. So we're gonna have to bust out the 1 cup ones and just use 2. You know, 4 in 1 tray and 2 in the other. and that should be fine. Okay, now to measure this out, I have a food scale with a bowl on top. We're just gonna get whatever number appears and divide it by 6. I do want to cook a cup of rice today, so I'll just make 5 cubes and leave one here. Actually, here, then pour it back in a smaller pot. $1,133, so let's divide it by 6, and that'll give me 188. So, okay. So these are the cubes, these are the 1 cup, I believe. Yeah. I wish I could use the half cup, but the 1 cup is going to be a safer option, so let's measure them out. I don't think it'll be 1 cup exactly, but I just prefer it to be even. My bad, I didn't press record when filling them out, but here you go. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have serving number 6 in here that we're gonna cook 1 cup of rice today. Something different I did as well is that she added some water into the final step. I didn't do that. I feel like the sauce is liquidy enough, and also I want to be able to better control when I actually put rice in the future. Okay, I'm gonna use the Instant Pot to keep things simple. So here's the 1 cup of washed rice and the sauce. Gonna get every last bit that I can. Man, I knew the stain to look at that, but it's inevitable. Okay, let's coat the rice with the sauce before adding the water. So add a little bit at a time. I usually do equal parts rice and water for Instant Pot, but I'm being cautious with this one. Okay, I ended up putting the whole cup of water. So we're gonna do the typical thing I do with the Instant Pot rice. 5 minutes high pressure, 15 minutes manual release, aka leave it alone after finished cooking. Okay, it's done. I'm really nervous. So without further ado, I'm nervous because it didn't release as it does typically with rice. Okay. Oh yeah, it's done. There's some like burnt parts in the bottom. We call that a certain something in Dominican culture, but I'll put the name on the screen. I want it a little bit drier, so I think I'm just gonna let it sit in this pot while it's hot. That rhymed. And that's rice, all right. It's my first time, so I'm not gonna be hard on myself. No. The spice level, I like it, but I would like it to be a bit more spicier. Make sure to do a big spoonful of rice to get the actual like spice level, you know. I'll do double spice next time. It's like restaurant spicy. You know, I would also say it's a notch down from like a real like African restaurant level, you know? Like it's good. I actually really like it, but there's something missing. Like I want this to be good enough that if I have a potluck, I'll make this. It's growing on me. I think like I have to let it sit. But I definitely did put too much water. But it is growing on me. It's a what do you call those? It's a that thing where like slow burn romance. Yeah, I actually want to eat more of this. But let it sit. Let me stop eating it. I let it cool down. And because of the molds being used right now, I can't freeze it today. So what I'll do is put it in a glass container, put it in the fridge, and then when those jollof sauce, whatever you want to call it, is frozen, I'm gonna take those out, then freeze this. So I'll see you in a bit.